Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, so let us get started off with the business session for today. So first we will have an announcement from our Vice President Membership, Toastmasters Sharan.
A very good evening, everyone. So this announcement is regarding the membership renewal. That is for the term April to September. Until now, there are 29 members who have renewed. So I request all the members here to renew as soon as possible. Thank you, and back to President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharan. Moving on with the VP's announcement. For next week, we have the Master of Ceremonies taken up by Toastmaster Apoorva, and 3 speech slots booked by Toastmaster Saket, 1 by Toastmaster Saket, 1 by Toastmaster Mehjabin, and 1 by Toastmaster Mamata. Apart from this, all the other roles, Table Topics Master, General Evaluator, and the individual evaluators are open. You can contact me to book your roles for the same. Moving on to the next announcement is about the upcoming Area B4 contest. Right, so our club, Mekon Communication Club, belongs to Area B4, and if you'd all remember, just a few weeks back we had our club level contest, and Toastmaster Raja and Toastmaster Balaji emerged victorious in these contests. So now they will be competing against the winners from other clubs in the area level contest. So this area contest is on the 16th of March, and it is happening at Infosys Campus, Electronic City. It begins at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, and the fees to register yourself for this contest is 199 rupees. So it happens in a hybrid mode. You can either go there in person or watch it online, but you will have to register yourself for both the cases. And also, the winner of this contest, of the area level contest, if one of our club level contestant wins, they can go to the Division B contest, which is happening on the 13th of April. Right, so I request all our members to cheer for our contestants, Toastmaster Raja and Toastmaster Balaji. And I know Electronic City is a bit far away, but this is your literal opportunity to show how far you can go for the club, right? So please do cheer for them. Please give them your encouragement. We can do that with the hands up. And yes.
If you finish after that, I want to say.
Okay, and one last announcement as the Vice President Education. All of you have, apart from a couple of new members, you have been assigned mentors and you have your mentees. So any problems you are facing, your mentor has become busy, your mentee, is become inactive. Any such issues, you can contact me for a change in the mentor-mentee roles for this purpose. If you've had your relationship at least for 6 months. Right. So with that, I think hand it to sir.
One officer has moved out and gone abroad, Lakshmi Chandrasekhar.
Yes.
In her place, the associate can be made a permanent one. You can write an email to her saying that perhaps he will not be attending anymore.
Yes.
So the acting one can be made given a position by which she gets some credit over the years. So that can be taken up with your office bearers and come to conclusion and convey it appropriately to the person who is abroad right now, and the one who is associate can be made a real member.
Full secretary. Yes. So we will definitely do that, sir. With that, we come to the end of the business session. The Sergeant at Arms can take it.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Good evening.
Good evening.
Again, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, everyone awake, right? Yes. Okay, now when we see a small kid, a very cute kid, the first reaction or action what we have is, we want to play with it. We want to go and play with the kid, right? All of us have that feeling. If we see someone met with an accident, what is the first call what we have inside is, let's go and help that person. Yes? All of us do that? Common among everyone? Anyone disagree? No? All of us do that. Yes? So there are a lot of things in this world what commonly everyone follows. Like when we see food and you're hungry, what is the first reaction? What is the first reaction? Go grab the food and start eating. Everyone does it? Or someone waits, okay, let someone come and ask me, and then I grab my plate and start eating. No, right? All of us, the moment we're hungry, we see food, pick up our plate, whatever we like, first take and start eating. Yes? And what we do? Do you guys think we do more as a human race altogether? What do you think? Other things can be what we all commonly agree. Bangalore traffic? No one, I know the curse words I can't use them, but everyone has that moment. Silkboard Junction, Marthahalli, Majestic, sometimes Lalbagh Westgate also becomes that. Yes? Common reaction all of us have. We use all the words what comes into our mind. And there's road rage, and since it's a very scorching summer what we have in Bangalore. So this is what the common behavior all of us have. Yes? Yes, guys?
Yes.
I see different reactions everywhere. I'm just trying to understand whether everyone's agreeing with me or no. Or is this resonating with the theme what we have or no right now? Everyone resonates with me? Common behavior? All Bangaloreans? Yes. With this, just to move this session forward, I would like to introduce the person who's coming next. I feel this person doesn't need an introduction. Whenever he comes here, all our eyes is just glued to him. An impromptu king, the humorous king, and the person who give any topic. He knows how to talk for 120 seconds if it's come by the table topic. Yes? So with the thunderous applause, I would like to welcome the acting president and our VPE, Toastmasters Shiva.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha, for that introduction. Yes, I can definitely see all eyes are glued right here. Not really. Okay. So definitely a special day today. We usually have a theme for our meetings. Today, themes itself is the theme. So it's definitely a wonderful day. Lot to come today. So before we begin, I see a few guests in the room. So at Mecon, we have this practice of making the guests feel welcome. We'd like to know what you do, right, and how you have ended up in this room at 6 p.m. on a Monday evening, right? So let us start with ma'am over here, please. Yes.
I'm studying LLB.
Okay.
First year.
Okay. Thank you, Chandana. Welcome to the club. So, yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Manjunath. I'm HR by profession. I stayed close by, so this is very close. I was searching for my Toastmasters club, so wanted to understand more. This is the first class. Thank you.
Welcome to the I hope the guests enjoy the meeting today. With that, let us move on to the minutes of the meeting of the previous meeting, number 1253, from our secretary, Toastmaster Mehjabin.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Here are the minutes of the meeting number 1253 held on 4th of March 2024. Theme: The Key to Manifestation, Word of the Week, Reverence. The business session started at 6:21 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Ujjwal. In the business session, Vice President of Education Toastmaster Shiva announced that all speaking slots have been reserved while all other roles are still open. Interested members were asked to contact him for more information. Vice President of Membership Toastmaster Sharani announced that membership renewal is open for April to September term with a fee of 5,580. Once the payment is made, kindly share the screenshot of the same. The regular meeting started at 6:24 p.m. Sajanta Ram's Toastmaster Latha started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Ujjwal. President Toastmaster Ujjwal opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of the Ceremonies Toastmaster Sharani. Master of the Ceremonies Toastmaster Sharani spoke on the theme and introduced the role takers for the day. Timer Toastmaster Rachana, Accounter Toastmaster Shiva, Grammarian Toastmaster Saket, PP Evaluator Toastmaster Akshay. DTM Amitava conducted an educational session on business storytelling. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Pavani and had 14 speakers in total. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Raja. The winners of the week were Best Table Topic Speaker DTM U Bhat, Best Role Taker TAPG Toastmaster Saket, Best Role Takers MTG Toastmaster Pavani. President Toastmaster Ujjwal closed the meeting at 8:26 p.m. followed by the national anthem. Thank you and back to you.
Toastmaster Mehjabin. Are there any changes proposed to the minutes of the meeting? Okay, I shall consider it as accepted and open meeting number 1254. Universal themes that resonate. Let me start off with a little question for all of you. Give me a raise of hands if you have read this book, or I should say trilogy of books called the Shiva trilogy, written by Amish. Quite a few hands, very nice. Now, if I wanted to delve into the details of this story, then definitely the VP evaluator will grab me by the neck and my neck will turn blue. Kudos to if you got that joke. The Neelkant, who is the main character in these stories. To give you a little idea, brief idea, this person goes around India and changes people's lives. Now what I'm drawing to here is the overarching theme in these three books or in this story, which I call as the chosen one. Right? The chosen one. You might have seen this one in a lot of movies, in a lot of books that you've read. The hero is destined to succeed. Hero doesn't have to be a male, anybody. Right? Usually this person has a backstory in the past life, or their stars have aligned and they've been born in maybe a superior clan or something, and they are destined to succeed. One of my favorite or the best examples for the chosen one would be the recent super hit movie, Kantara. Main character Shiva, played by Rishabh Shetty, is special. Right? Shiva has 3 or 4 friends alongside him, not special, side characters. And throughout the movie, they show you glimpses why Shiva is special. Right? Somewhere you see a jump scare, somewhere a small scene, and by the end of the movie, he succeeds. You can take the example of KGF. He was born on this day. Mines were also discovered on this day. Right? You can take Magadhira, you can take Gajakesari, or even Bahubali for that matter. All chosen one stories. Now, as human beings, this theme of the chosen one resonates with us. Why? Because we are almost inclined, I would say, to look at heroes. Right? We need heroes. We want heroes in our lives. We almost worship these people. We admire what they give us, and it makes us feel good, makes us feel safe. Now, the one problem that I would have with this theme of the chosen one is bringing it back to this room, to reality. Right? All of us here can assume that we are the chosen ones in our own stories. We are special. But can you really say that you know for sure that you are the chosen one? Destined, who has directly descended from some heavenly creature, come here to change everything? Not really. Or even on one hand, let us say you assumed, I am the chosen one. I am destined to succeed. What will you do? You still have to put in efforts. You still have to work hard. And on the worst case scenario, you assume that you're not the chosen one. Gone case. Now you're in depression. You feel life has failed you. So I'll put this chosen one theme aside and come to a more universal theme that resonates with a lot of us. The theme of hope. The theme of determination. The theme of never giving up. Right? Best example, give me a raise of hands if you watched the movie Shawshank Redemption. Right? Hope is probably the best of things. By the time the movie ends, you feel great, you feel hopeful, you feel you can do something too. Another example, just a couple of weeks back, Toastmaster Shreya was speaking about the pursuit of happiness. Right? How many of you watched that movie? Great. Throughout that movie, I am sure you were sitting in front of the TV screen and you were just praying. You were looking at Will Smith play that character and you were just praying. Please don't give up. Please, I know you're facing difficulties. I know your wife has left you. I know you have a kid to take care of. I know you're donating blood for money. But please don't give up. I need a happy ending. And he gives you a happy ending and you feel good. Right? My fellow Toastmasters, there's this little concept I read in a book called The Diary of a Wimpy Kid when I was a kid. And he imagines his life being secretly filmed for a movie. Why can't we do the same. Right? Imagine that your life is a movie and somebody in some parallel universe or in our own universe is watching it, rooting for you, secretly hoping that you succeed. Why take parallel universe? You have your own people, you have your well-wishers, your parents, your kids, maybe your spouses, somebody who is rooting for you and is there for you all the time. Give them a blockbuster. Give them a movie that will make them live a better life. Right? Motivate them through your movie to live a better life. And make sure that your movie has a universal theme that resonates with them and with generations to come. With that, we have someone who is probably on the way of making such a brilliant movie in his life with the help of storytelling. He is a construction technologist working at Autodesk in Bangalore, and he has joined Toastmasters to become good at storytelling. In his free time, he does CrossFit, goes to the gym, and the fun fact is that he is a very good barista as well. And he loves reading non-fiction books. If you'd ask me, the master storyteller, the master of the day, please give it up for Toastmaster Rachana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. All I want to say is, Shiva spoke everything. So, before I start, I just want to ask a question. How many of you have watched this movie, Jurassic Park?
First or second?
Jurassic Park, the first movie, the very first movie that came. Can anyone tell me what is the universal theme of that movie?
Everybody does except the main guy.
Good guess. No, that's a good one, right? So when we think about Jurassic Park, what we think about is dinosaurs, right? But what if I tell you there is a universal theme that the director uses throughout the movie? And the universal theme is this. The paleontologist Alan, who is the hero, and the paleobotanist, who is Ellie, she's the heroine. Yeah. Now they like each other, but they are not married. Because Alan does not entertain the idea of having kids. He doesn't like the kids. He says like they are noisy, boring, expensive. When they are starting the movie, that is how they portray. But as the movie progresses, he repeatedly saves those kids. And he becomes very affectionate with them. And at the end of the movie, both the kids lie on his shoulder and they show the heroine, and the heroine smiles. Which means like he's ready to start a life with her. So that's the universal theme of that particular movie. Now he's used it throughout his movie. The reason I brought in today is when we are delivering speeches, we will have a message which needs to be a universal message that everybody can relate to. And you need to use it right from the starting till the end of your speech. And you can use it in different ways, but you need to kind of continue or carry it throughout your speech. So that is the parallels that I want to take from the movies, from Hollywood screenwriters, how they use that universal themes in the movies. So the universal theme of communication and connection, which was formed by, as they have formed the Toastmasters, which was formed by Ralph C. Smedley in 1924 in YMCA, California. And now there are more than 14,000 clubs in 148 countries and more than 270,000 members. And we are in the 100th year of Toastmasters, 100 years. And our club, Mekon Communication Club, was founded in 1998, and last year we celebrated the 25th year. So we have 3 sections to this meeting. The first one is a prepared speech, where the speaker needs to come and speak for between 5 to 7 minutes. The next one is the table topic section, where the table topic master will give you a topic and you need to come here and speak for 1 to 2 minutes. And the last one is the general evaluation session. The general evaluator will be evaluating the whole session. So I have a few role takers for today. So I'm going to call them one by one. First, I would like to call upon timer Toastmaster Saket to talk about his role.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. As timer for today's meeting, I will time the prepared speech, table topic and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow and red cards, which denote specific time remaining. So at the prepared speech, we have two speakers. For speaker 1, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. For speaker 2, the time allotted is 10 to 12 minutes. At 10 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 11 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 12 minutes, I'll show the red card. Coming to the table topic session, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. Moving on to the individual evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show the red card. Also, Toastmaster Shiva told me to mention about the time difference. It is applicable to all three sessions: prepare speech, table topic, and the evaluation. In case you have exceeded your allotted time, that is the upper limit plus 30 seconds, you will be ineligible to win the ribbon. For example, for table topic session, the upper limit for each speaker is 2 minutes. So he or she will get 2 minutes 30 seconds. In case the speaker exceeds the 2 minutes 30 seconds mark, he or she will be ineligible to win the ribbon. Also, I won't be using the bell in case you exceed the allotted time. The only time I'll be using it is during the networking session. Thank you.
Next, let me call upon Toastmaster Anirudh to talk about his role on the R counter.
Greetings Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note down words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause fillers by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I'll listen for overused words and sounds, and I'll also be giving my report at the end of the session. Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Shubha to explain her role on the PPE evaluation.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests present. I am the Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator for today. To all the speakers sitting in this room, listen up, this one is for you. When you're behind the lectern, you can talk about anything under the sun and tell us stories to display your oratory prowess. But please avoid topics of sex, religion and politics. To all the listeners in the room, keep this in mind. Please keep your phones on silent at all times during the session. Avoid crosstalks when there's a speaker behind the lectern, and enter and exit the room only when you hear applause. That means when the applause starts, bolt to the door so that there's no time wasted. Thank you, and back to the MC.
Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Vaishnavi to explain the role on the committee.
A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I am Vaishnavi and I will be the grammarian for today. I will be lending a very keen ear to the good usages and the not so good usages of all the speakers today, along with the good pronunciations and not so good pronunciations that everybody can be using. And if there seems to be any language usage by anybody that is other than English without a follow-up of a translation in English, I will be pointing that too. And I will be introducing the word of the day to you. That is prowess. It means skill or expertise in a particular activity or field. And the usage of this particular word would be After taking up the role over 100 times, his prowess had become unquestionable. So I would recommend, suggest and encourage all of you to use this word for the day. Thank you.
Prowess. I will try to use you. I'm just telling you, you need to use it in your speeches. Before I call upon the first speaker, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Pavani to read out the project guidelines.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. The speaker is attempting level 2 project 1. The purpose statement is, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Notes for the evaluator. During the completion of this project, the member responded to a questionnaire to help identify his or her communication style. About this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech about some aspect of communication styles. The member may choose to speak about his or her own communication style or the impact of communication styles on him or her. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech should not be a report on the content of understanding your communication style project. I'll be evaluating during the general evaluation. Back to you, Wims.
Have you received the project guidelines and the other PDF?
Yes.
All right. The speaker I'm about to introduce is a BCom and an interior design graduate. She likes to play badminton, basketball, cricket and table tennis. A day of her doesn't go without a workout, and she's a big time foodie. And at the same time, she's very health conscious as well. She loves traveling, adventurous person, enjoying treks, playing adventure sports. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Apoorva to give her speech with the title, What Defines You? What defines you, Toastmaster Apoorva?
Imagine I come to you and say, I'm so happy and excited that I won the race. Or, I'm so sad, I feel so terrible, I failed in my exams. Won't it be confusing? So, in an interaction, the message, body language, and the content in the interaction needs to be in complete sync for an effective communication. Good evening, Sir Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guest. Phew! I finally completed my level 1 of presentation mastery. I clicked on level 2, launched my first project, understanding your communication style. What is communication style? I thought it is how we humans interact with each other and the message we convey intentionally or unintentionally. Communication style plays a significant role in everybody's life. Don't we notice a particular person in a huge crowd for his communication style? Even in the movies, a particular character stands out of the rest for his communication style and becomes a part of a permanent memory. When I learned that direct communicators are straightforward, confident, and get to the point quickly, instantly the first character that reminded me was So Cute from the movie Munna Bhai, where he says the dialogue, अगर भाई ने कहा करने का मतलब करने का. Similarly, when I learned that initiating style of communication is where the person is motivating, persuasive and innovative, instantly the scene from the movie Chak De India flashed before my eyes, where Shah Rukh Khan, who plays Kabir Khan, says,
70 मिनट है तुम्हारे पास, शायद तुम्हारी जिंदगी का सबसे खास 70 मिनट. Now, I ask you guys, in supportive style of communication, the person is calm, cooperative and patient. These people often seem to be loyal and dependable. Does this remind you of any particular movie character? Well, this reminded me of Amir Khan from the movie Dangal, where he plays the character of Mahavir Singh Pogat, who is the father of Geeta and Babita, who are wrestling champions. Why do you think these characters were so memorable? In my opinion, these characters were so memorable and popular only for their communication style. Everybody has a prominent style of communication, and your communication style defines you. Now, enough of real characters. Let's get to real characters. And it is way better than the movie characters I told you about. And it is none other than Apoorva. I had no clue what my communication style was until I took the survey. Seeing the results, I was surprised. I was like, wow. By the way, my prominent style of communication is analytical. When I read that analytical communicators often find difficulty in expressing emotions, this instantly reminded me of various incidents with my mentor, Toastmaster Shiva, where he would go, Apoorva, this speech is flat. It is sounding monotonous. Add some expressions to it. However, this was during my initial speeches. Now I am better, right, mentor? Analytical communicators like facts, figures, and information presented in an organized manner. This reminded me of an incident where our DTM, AKP, once mentioned during the break time that in table topics, my style is such that I take a particular fact or information and speak about it in detail. There is another incident I can recall where I was newly married. I was missing my parents' place. I was missing my parents' place. Hence, I was especially missing my room. When I went back after a few days, I spent a lot of time in my room. I going through all my stuff. I casually opened the first. I casually sat on the study table. Was going through all my books, my stationery, and all the stuff present there. Generally, I just opened the first drawer on my study table. At the very first sight, I felt something was not right. I was taken back. I was like, it is not just same. When I inquired and with my brother, then he mentioned that his exams were going on and he borrowed a scale from it because he had no time to go get one. Then he goes, this drawer is a huge mess. How on earth did you even realize? The irritated me goes, I know this drawer is a huge mess. However, it is still messed up in an organized way. Subconsciously, all of us use different style of communication based on the situation and the opposite person we are interacting with. However, all of us have a prominent style of communication. And it is beneficial for us to find out what it is and working on polishing those skills. Your communication style defines you, and this is what people remember about you. Fellow Toastmasters, Munna Bhai had direct style of communication. Shah Rukh Khan from Chak De India had initiating style of communication. Amir Khan from Dangal had supportive style of communication. Finally, Apoorva as analytical style of communication.
So, what is your style of communication? Over to that.
It's okay.
Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Balaji to read out the project guidelines.
Fantastic evening. The purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her growth during the completion of a path. And of course, Snehal has got a hidden purpose to let me know that he's completing his path, and hence he chose me as the evaluator. All the very best to the speaker.
Now this speaker has a lot of achievements. I'll try and cut short only with a few points. He is an MCom graduate and currently pursuing CA at Toastmasters for the last 4 years. First runners up at the club level table topics in 22 and winner of the club level table topic contest in 23. He has conducted a speech craft in Samastha Finance and a former club coach of BMS Legend Toastmasters Club. He is also the past president and the current treasurer of Macon Communication Club, and recently he is taking up the treasurer chair for the Crescendo 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sai Snehal for his speech titled Finally. Finally, Toastmaster Sai Snehal.
When I started my path, my mentor back then told me, Sai, you can finish this path in 1.5 years. And here I am after 4.5 years, 17 speeches later, 235 meetings and 6 leadership roles to tell you about the path so far. Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, mentors and guests. 5 levels, 1 path. What did I learn? What did they teach me? What did I gain? Or what did I give? On 26th of August 2019, I stood in the very same place and I delivered my icebreaker speech. I was nervous, I was scared and I was worried. It lasted about 6 minutes and 23 seconds and I wanted to get out as soon as possible and never come back again. But I received a standing ovation at the end of it, but I didn't receive the ribbon. But I sat there and I got a chit from one which we still write, and it said, "You just started. Don't worry, you'll do good one day." I didn't know if it was assurement or some kind of kind words that I received that day, but then I wanted to know it for myself. I went back home that evening and I wanted to know for sure, or I wanted to see myself speak again. But there was no opportunity, or there was no any method that I could see. Or even to show my mom, see ma, this is how I speak. I didn't have any proof. So the very next meeting I started something that today it's grown to over a lot of meetings. I started recording the very next day. A loss that I faced that very meeting, I didn't want to face it anymore. I wanted to see myself speak again, and this is where that started. I realized leadership is not about taking a role, but it is about trying to initiate something even without having that title. And I knew I was a leader even without the title. Then I realized that after that first speech, all that I have to do is come to the meetings, take a few roles, speak and go back. Few weeks passed by and the president back then texted me one fine day, "Hey Sai, the current Sergeant at Arms won't be continuing the role. Would you like to take it up? Would you like to fill in for the rest of the term?" Wait, what? Sergeant at Arms? What do they do? I don't know. My intuition told me, go for it, take it up, and I did the same. The president saw something in me that I couldn't see it myself. Few weeks passed by, I took up the role of Sergeant at Arms and I got the confidence to speak and open the meeting every single week. I gained enough confidence to think that I can go and deliver a speech in another club. I went to another club, gave a speech, and I realized that my confidence was restricted to these four walls only. It took me a lot of time to understand that. I was scared and I wanted to go back to the very same place and prove myself that I can speak. But then the term came to an end, I didn't get an opportunity for a long time. And my role as a Sergeant at Arms was done. The next role, I didn't know even if I would get it, even if I nominated. But there was this one person who pushed me. He's quite popular in the Toastmasters fraternity, and he's also the current public relations manager of District 121, that is our DTM Udanka. He told me, Sai, I think you should just apply for this role. You should go for it. So I nominated for the role and I was nominated as a VPPR. I think he saw something in me that I couldn't see it myself. I took up the role of VPPR, I gained a lot of confidence, I did the role, gave a lot of speeches, took up the leadership, and then I got a chance to go back to the very club that I couldn't prove myself that day. I went there and I gave a speech. I felt stronger, I felt confident. And this time I didn't get a standing ovation, but I surely got the ribbon. Then later I realized that the level 1 was something truly about trying to find your own ground. And it took me quite some time with trying to go two roads at the same time. One is of leadership and others of communication. I was trying to travel both of them at the same time, something that's really hard, but something I was fortunate with. I started my level 2 journey. It's all about mentoring, leadership, and communication. I took in a few mentees to understand how is it actually done. I took in mentees, I gained the confidence to speak, I taught people. And this is where I realized that when you give, you also get at the same time. I got a lot more than what I gave, and that made me a better speaker and communicator. Level 2 got over, and finally I moved up the ladder with my level 3 and also with my Toastmasters journey as a leader. I was now the VP Education of the club, and my level 3 started. As Murphy's law says, when something has to go wrong, it will go wrong. My level 3, by the time I was in level 3, I was extremely confident, chest up, and I knew I could deliver any speech I wanted. But my level 3 evaluator had different plans for me. I gave my speech, and what I believed was the best speech I had delivered all my life. Turns out that it was the worst speech and the speech that didn't meet any criteria. So that setback took me a year to recover. I re-engineered myself, I introspected, I challenged, and within this year, I finished my role as the president of the club. And I had 24 meetings to address the audience and make decisions that made me confident. At the end of the role of the president, I was confident enough to give any speech I wanted to, and the first speech that I gave was titled Fight Back. Look at the coincidence. I sat there again and I received another chit which says, it took you a while to get back, but you have come back with a bang. Now there's no stopping you, please keep going. I don't know who wrote it, but I followed it blindly. I still see it every time I feel low. Gives me that confidence. Then I finished my presidency, I finished my level 4, and I had to go to level 5. Sorry, I finished one project. Level 4, build your social media audience. This was my favorite, the most favorite speech, because when I was a VPPR, I had done something that was beyond imaginable. I got the subscriber count from 200 to 700 in just a matter of 4 months. I started a YouTube channel, and also I got back access of our Facebook page, which was lost for over 3 years in all that 6 months. And this is something that I realized that I did it as a VPPR, and this one thing helped me give my level 4 project, and I sailed through it. The next was a level 5. This is one of the biggest, the toughest project that I would have faced or seen or worked upon in the last 4 years of my Toastmasters journey. It is called the High Performance Leadership. And I took up something. When I started YouTube, I realized that it was not just benefiting me, but it was benefiting a lot of them around me. Why not give it or tweak it a little more to make it easy for everybody around me? So I did something where whatever you see today on YouTube, let it be the timestamps, the winners, or any other details that you see, I worked for them over 6 months for over 200 meeting videos to what you see today. I had a team who helped me do it, but I realized that as I was climbing the ladder of level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I didn't want to climb by myself. I want to take people uplift with me. Because as you grow, if you let others grow, that's when you truly grow. I believed in this. After all these levels and all these speeches, all the leadership roles that I had taken, I realized that I try to be the best every time I do something. But being the best was not really important. Trying to be relevant was extremely important. To all the new Toastmasters here, this is a place where people truly comprehend you. But you need to be willing and open to learn because they see something in you that you wouldn't see in yourself. When I walked in here, I didn't know that I could possess all these qualities or characteristics that makes me a good leader or a communicator. But today, I'm confident that I've been able to learn in this path. This path, innovative planning, has taught me to give a solution even before there's a problem. To think differently, but get the answer correct. When you speak, you're speaking not just for yourself, but the people around you. And I did the very same thing. I finally saw something in myself after 4.5 years that people were seeing in me. Something that I had built for myself. Something that helped me gain confidence to speak, to lead. Something that people around me believed in me. Something that helped me gain the role of the treasurer of this club. That was very limited to just 3 people for the last 25 years. Something that helped me get the role of Crescendo 2022-2024 finance chair. When I think about all the journey that I've had in the last 4.5 years, all I can remember is the efforts and the contribution that I've put in all these years. And I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you who have supported. AKP sir, U Bhat sir, Nagaraj Rao, Udanka, Gaurav, a lot of you. If I haven't said your name, don't worry, you're here. But at the end of it, 4.5 years was a long time to do something, and I've finally come here. A lot of push, a lot of hesitation, but I've come here finally, and I can truly say it was worth it. The journey was absolutely worth it. If you think this is the end, I'll see you next Monday. I'll be here. I'll give another path, another speech, some other time, and over to MC.
Alright, we are done with the first section. Let's get into the next exciting section. Today our table topics master is a BE mechanical engineer and an MTech engineer from MAHE, and he is working as a reliability practitioner at L&T. He served as a Educom coordinator, past Division K director, past area director District 92, and served as a club retention chair of District 121. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome DTM Subramanyam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. It's good to hear your own introduction after a very long time. There was this short, stocky and solid half-cooked person who was about to start his Toastmaster journey. Even before he could become a member, almost more than 12 years back, he got a chance to speak in a demo Toastmaster Club meeting. And he was called upon to take part in table topics. And that's when he thought he was already a good speaker and he was good at telling short stories, what I call Kutti story. If you remember the movie Master, 2 Vijay's who have acted. So what I enjoy about this session, table topics, is that it starts a new member's public speaking journey, and it also encourages to improve our prowess in telling stories or Kutti stories. That's where we start our public speaking journey. So I would welcome you all to start your public speaking journey in this table topic session. So to start with the first speaker, I would like to invite Toastmaster Mohnish. Toastmaster Mohnish, your topic is "A smile is the universal welcome." A smile is the universal welcome. Toastmaster Mohnish.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A smile is the universal welcome. Yes, so how would it be if I welcomed you? Hi, how are you? Yeah, it's okay. Whereas I welcome you. Hi, how are you? Please come. There's a huge difference, right? So have you ever been in a situation, in the first situation, and have you ever felt like going into that place? Say, for example, you get into a restaurant and someone says, "Yes, sir, please come, we have food." Maybe. So whereas you go to a restaurant, have you seen a star restaurant do that? I don't think so, right? So they give a lot of importance to hospitality, and I've seen a lot of people, right, smiling at a restaurant. Mainly because of the food, but also because of the hospitality, right? So like you said, smile is the universal truth, and smile is the universal welcome. So with that, I mean, it's not just a restaurant. I mean, a welcome feels warm when we smile, right? So, and I think smiling is not just a welcome. I think it's also a part of your mentality. Either you're an optimist or you're a pessimist, or again the story of is the glass half full or half empty, right? So having a smile is like being like an optimist, but a lot of things can get done with a smile, right? So actually this is one story which comes to mind. So one day I had a 500 rupee note, right, and I wanted change. So I went to a Nandini booth parlor, and there's an old lady sitting. "Auntie, change sigata." So I was like, "Illapa, hogu, ashtondu illa." So then the milk carton comes in, and I think my time's up. Thank you, and back to you.
So with that, I hope all of us are warming up to share our own Kutti stories. The next speaker is Toastmaster Jyothi. Toastmaster Jyothi, your topic is "We never grow up, we only learn how to act in public." We never grow up, we only learn how to act in public. Toastmaster Jyothi.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. We never grow up and we learn how to act in public. I think we grow up. Right from our childhood, our parents tell us, "Uncle, auntie has come, say namaste to them. They are here, tell your poems to them. Someone has come, please bring tea for them, get a glass of water for them." Whether we like it or not, we have to do it. So we are growing up. We are growing up not for our sake at that moment, but for somebody else's sake. Our parents or any adults whom we have given the leverage that they are authoritative or they are people who have to say. But as we do things that we have told them to, we have been told to do, along with them we grow in the eye of public also. Because somewhere all these practices helps us to relate
to communicate, to be with different type of people at different state of our mind or the situation. Like the first thing I remember, many of us would have cried not to say those poems, but those tears have helped us to stand up in front of someone, a group of people, and say things which makes a difference, because that poem when we recited made those people laugh, smile, appreciate us. And this is what we have learned through our life, to connect to the public, to speak them, and hence we grow and we are ourselves in front of the public. Thank you very much. Thank you. Moving on, I would like to invite the third speaker for table topic session, Toastmaster Mehjabin. Oh, sorry. Can I invite Toastmaster Udanka? Toastmaster Udanka, your topic is don't take life seriously. You will never get out of it alive. Don't take life seriously. You will never get out of it alive. Udanka.
I think I can relate to this topic because I am a person who never takes my life seriously. Let it be at any point of time, I'll just go with the flow. My only motto of my life is to enjoy that particular moment. I don't know, no one has seen the future. We don't know what happens after we exit the room, or we don't know what happens next. You are here, so enjoy the flow. Simple. That's how I am being grown up. That's how I take, let it be Toastmasters, professional, my work, or anywhere I go, let it be with my friends, family, colleagues. This is how I follow. Just enjoy the moment. What happens when you don't take life seriously? How many of you here has taken life seriously and also have enjoyed your life on the same hand? Okay. How many of you have enjoyed your life to the fullest and still you are leaving today?
Everybody is alive.
Everybody is alive and you are enjoying your moment, right? You will stay the same person if you take that extra risk, or risk taking is definitely a matter, but you take that tension, you take that stress on you, you take that extra effort what you require, which is not required, you take it on you and do something, you will stay back the same person if you do it or you don't do it. End of the day, the work will be done, but why that extra effort, why that seriousness is required in life, which will make you person as a human being, I will not say sadist, I'm not getting the word, a sorrow guy, and your health will also decrease. That's what even I observed. When I took few things seriously, my health went down. But when I stopped thinking about it seriously, I'm back with the bang. With that, back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Udanka. Moving on, the next speaker I'm going to invite is Toastmaster Akshay. Toastmaster Akshay, do you watch movies? So please share your all-time favorite movie across all languages, all genres, and the lesson you learned. Toastmaster Akshay.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest. My favorite movie across all genres and all languages. There's no such single movie which I like. There is this gist or the act of the protagonist which I take into myself. If I see a movie, I'll be playing the main role for my life for a few days. I think, what if that guy do if I was that guy? Means the hero. What would the hero do if I was in that place? Then I'll try to put my essence also in that for the protagonist part, and thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. Moving on, I would like to invite the next speaker, Toastmaster Rachana. Toastmaster Rachana, the topic for you is where flowers bloom, so does hope. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. Toastmaster Rachana.
Hi everyone, good evening. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. For this speech, in my head right now, there isn't much hope, so there aren't any flowers right now. But I'll talk about what comes to mind. Flowers instantly make me think of the Valley of Flowers, which is a really popular trek in India, I've heard, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And I think having something to look forward to gives us hope. There are some days when, just getting out of bed is really hard, and thinking of some good things to look forward to is good enough to get out of bed and do everything else. So this, trekking is one thing that gets me out of bed sometimes. I would like to go trekking with my dad. He treks a lot. He's done a couple of Himalayan treks. I haven't done any, but I'd like to do that with him. And now that I'm back home, back living with him, this is something I'm looking forward to. And I see my time is up, so thank you everyone.
Moving on. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Chetan. Toastmaster Chetan, the topic for you is, if at first you don't succeed, try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Toastmaster Chetan.
The classic story of Thomas Alva Edison comes to mind when you hear this. You hear that he's failed over 1,000 times in creating the light bulb, but he learned something during each of those attempts, and he learned how to make an unsuccessful light bulb in each of those different attempts. After that 1,000 attempt, he created what we know today as the tungsten bulb. That is still the principle used in incandescent bulbs today. All they do is still flip over the element and create newer and better light bulbs. Now, for me, the same thing happened in the kitchen. I started cooking after marriage. I had done nothing except cutting a few vegetables and some dosa preparation before that. The first time I made uppittu, my wife puked because I cooked the pudina. If you cook pudina, it turns bitter and it tastes really, really bad. So, first attempts can be discouraging. Taking that feedback along, I learned that I shouldn't cook pudina or even nimbe hannu or lemon, right? You do things like this, you will get really bitter stuff. Now, having said that, I got much better at cooking. Now I know how I can mix dantin sappu with my soup and still make a good dish. So, let me tell you, if you don't pass the first time, don't give up. You'll have a wife to eat your food and life will still progress well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. Next, I would like to invite the funniest person in our club, U Bhat TTM. Sir, the topic for you is, hard work never killed anybody, but why take a chance? Hard work never killed anybody, but why take a chance?
Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. As soon as I entered today, our DTM Subramanyam had threatened that he is going to ask me a question. I was really scared, honestly, because he will ask me some very tricky question and all that. But when he asked that question, the question that he asked, I was totally relieved, because that has always been my strong point. Never in my life have I worked hard. In fact, I don't believe in that. When you can get away with anything, if we don't, one fundamental principle is, what you can do today, do tomorrow. And what you can do tomorrow, don't do it at all. The concept is very clear. In fact, in my house I got put a notice board, in my fridge thing is that I believe in always taking rest. No hard work. Always doing nothing all the day and then taking rest afterwards. So one thing is very clear, that hard work can never kill you, because I've seen, attended many funerals, some of very close friends and all that, who have gone. I'm only 76 years old now, so I'm sure I'm going to live for far long time. And the mantra again is the same. Hard work never kills you. I can survive for long because that is my strength. I don't work hard, I just enjoy life. Take it easy. My wife also believes that, and she says, you are incorrigible. You do that, you go and sit in front of TV and you enjoy that, that's all. And that keeps me alive, and thank you for the topic, table topic master.
Thank you again, U Bhat sir. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Gaurav. Toastmaster Gaurav, your topic is never miss a good chance to set up. Never miss a good chance to set up, Toastmaster Gaurav.
A very good evening to all the Toastmasters and to all the guests present here. And thank you, Sindhu, for taking my seat. So, I'm 23, I will be 24 years this year. So, these 24 years of my life, one thing I've learned is never interfere when two people are fighting. That's the first thing I learned in my life. Especially when my parents will be fighting. They'll be fighting for small things, maybe we'll be traveling somewhere and my mother says, let's go this way, but my father will say, no, I'll go this way, this is a shorter route. We'll go and we'll be stuck in traffic, and my mother will fight me. I told you to go that way, you didn't listen. Then he'll try to manipulate, saying, no, you didn't tell me, I remember you telling this route. And she'll ask me, did your father say this or this? Now, I am the only son, I have to support either of them. But I am smart. I'll say, I didn't listen anything, sorry, I was very busy with my phone, I don't know anything. So even though I know what has happened, whose fault it is, I always say that I don't know anything, Nana Big Pudi. So, and this is not the only case. Whenever my friends will be fighting, I see entire thing what has happened, I know who is at fault, I know what has happened. If they ask me whose fault it is, I'll say, I don't know anything, please don't ask me. It's your fight, you take care of it. So, and many people try to interfere, and at the end of the day, those two people will be pouncing on you. Instead, ensure you just shut up, mind your own business, and let them sort their own deal. Thank you and bye.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Nagendra. Toastmaster Nagendra, the topic for you is, all you need in this life is ignorance and confidence. Then success is sure. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, then success is sure. Toastmaster Nagendra.
Good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and the esteemed guests. So this is the first time I'm speaking here. So can I have the one second?
All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, then success is sure.
So ignorance. We don't tend to ignore things which we have to ignore. So we usually think of the things like, for example, when I'm studying also, my phone, which I have to ignore, which I don't. I just keep on scrolling my Instagram, YouTube Shorts also. At times that feels good, and the confidence for success is something which one thing is, it motivates you. what do you say? Sometimes when you have that ability, but when there is a push, only the confidence comes friend, and then with both in hand, ignorance and confidence will lead to success. Thank you.
I hope all of us present here enjoyed all the putty stories which were shared by the table topic speakers, and I want to thank all the table topic speakers who came out of their comfort zone, out of their seats, came here and were courageous enough to share their own putty stories in those short 2 minutes. I hope all of us were entertained. With that, that was the last speaker for today's table topic session, and thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Subramanyam, for a fun-filled session. Now let's have a 10-minute break. Our general evaluator today is the third president of the club. He's our Ralph C. Smedley of Mekon Communication Club, and he has mentored many Toastmasters over the years. He has conducted workshops and education sessions in various Toastmaster clubs, and he's a retired general manager from Mekon. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome DTM A.K. Prabhakara.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivaprasad, for that general manager education or kind of introduction. And one suggestion for you, please don't read out introductions. Starting my evaluation, right? Bang on. So first thing is that you should have 3 things in place: hobby, educational background, professional background. If you announce and you keep that in mind, you can introduce, giving the feeling that you are doing it extempo. It gives the confidence in the audience. So that is one thing, one suggestion, perhaps the only suggestion. Otherwise, an excellent emceeing. He has a sense of humor and a presence which he can perhaps enhance through that kind of approach. That's the only thing. Let's give him a round of applause for the job that he has done. There are ballots or suggestions that you can give to the individual performers here. Please ensure it is done, because I survive on that. If I Sai Snehal ready, in fact, he said whenever he feels slow, he reads to that, and I do it even after 25 years. Still, I maintain, stick it up each one of them, and it is there. It's a medical, because this is Toastmaster depends on feedback, a genuine feedback. If you record and keep it, time to time read it, it makes you feel good. That's what Sai did, and he that kind of a effort. Let's say I'm mentioning that. Let's give him a special round of applause for that. Ballot has come online now.
Yes.
Please vote for the best speakers and best table topic speakers. Evaluator can be later, because we don't want, nobody wants to be prejudiced after evaluation who should be the best speaker, best table topic speaker. All those things can be taken care later, but these 2 should be filled up right now. I consider it's done, and I'll move on. The meeting started 5 minutes late, and perhaps it's all right, because we have come to accept it. Whether as long as we finish on time, it's okay. Considering that 5 minutes is acceptable, then there was Sergeant at Arms. He spoke, and I was not convinced as to what she was trying to convey, because she is not here anymore. But I want to be placing it on record. There are too many devices like yes, okay, no, more. It was jarring. Hang on to the theme, latch on to it for that 2 minutes and give it a kickstart. That should be the only goal of Sergeant at Arms. And that's where the school kid approach of, have you understood? Okay. I think too many people use that, but this was the highest number was in Sergeant at Arms. Better be avoiding such things. Okay. It should be a 2 minute speech, and your audience agree with you or not. You need not have to take feedback every moment, that every sentence that you speak. That should be ensured, and we are here to learn from such perhaps mistake. I don't want to say such thing that doesn't gel well with this audience. having said that, we go on to the president's speech. President's speeches are not evaluated, and I'm not going to evaluate, but to say that he put together what he wanted to convey very neatly and in a very organized way. It had opening body, conclusion in place. That's what is ultimately required for any speech. Let's not forget that. Fundamentals are to be something that has to be reinforced, reinstated, all the time reiterated, in order that we don't move away from it, so that the expectation from the audience is always fulfilled. And for that, let's give a round of applause to the president, acting president of the. No comments on the business session. It went as expected, on the expected lines. Then let's move on to the speech evaluation. First of the speech is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Pavani. Toastmaster Pavani, please.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. A special evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Apoorva. I would like to evaluate her speech in 3 different parts. Firstly, where she improved or where she excelled at, and secondly, where she can improve or challenge herself, and lastly, I will summarize the whole speech. Firstly, she got rid of the lectern, which is a very good job, and she was very comfortable and she seemed very well prepared. She started off her speech very zestfully and with full of energy. She had an amazing connect with the audience. She had kept the audience well connected throughout her speech, and she had that pinch of humor here and there. Also, she mentioned many relatable incidents or the scenarios from the movies or the movie stars like Munna Bhai, Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, where the audience could relate to her. And next, after the reel, next came to the real. Means she spoke about herself or her communication style. So the icing on the cake was when she mentioned an incident with the mentor Toastmaster Shiva that we all could relate to. Like we all could have faced the same incidents or something like that. So it was very relatable and it was clear. You had that clarity. Next, she has met the project guidelines. What has to be conveyed to the audience according to the project, the communication styles and her communication style. So that was done. And you also spoke about the different communication styles, the direct, supportive, analytical, and she also spoke about her communication style. Coming to where she could have improved or what could have made her speech better. So firstly, she had movement throughout her speech. So that could have been avoided. Means the intentional movements could have been avoided. Like in the ending, while she was concluding, she told direct communication, supportive communication, analytical communication. Instead of moving so much, you could have just told direct communication, supportive communication, analytical communication. So it wouldn't have looked intentional. So that is one area where you could have improved. Second, I could see that you had the eye contact towards your right and left, but you missed the members who were sitting in the middle. So that is one more thing. And one more thing, it is not just for Toastmaster Apoorva. I would say that if anyone are using different language or dialogues which are used in a different language, you could translate it in English. So that is one more thing. So to summarize, she was very energetic and well prepared, and she had that vibrant approach. I would say she was very confident behind the lectern, and her speech was clear and understandable. Good humor, good grammar, good body language, good eye contact, and good voice modulation. Areas of improvement could be avoiding the intentional body language. With this, back to you, Chandan.
Excellent evaluation for a very good speech, I would say, to sum it up. The evaluation contained positive, helpful, and pointed a way forward for the speaker. For that, let's give a round of applause to the evaluator and the speaker. The next speech is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster A.S. Balaji.
A wholesome journey includes communication, leadership, intrapersonal, and on stage. And this speaker in particular has had the most wholesome journey through this path, and a prime example was the speech in itself. The speaker was great with his opening that was infused with nice humor. Snehal, I love the way you came in. You knew that this was going to look casual, though it was not casual. You wanted to make it look casual, you wanted to make it look heartfelt, and you definitely achieved that particular task. What I really liked about your speech is the open body language that you maintained. You were very comfortable. You knew what you were doing with your hands. You pointed at the right people, you pointed the right direction, and then you got the job done with your body in particular. What I also liked about your scripting is your ability to be a good storyteller. First and foremost for storytelling is the chronology. And the next part is the story needs to be wholesome. All the drama, action, ups and downs, plot, characters. You saw to that, though this was a speech where you had to go ahead and tell them about your journey in particular, you made it a nice, beautiful, wholesome story, and that is something I definitely loved about the speech. Punchlines, bang on. Surely got the ribbon. Right? This punchline is one of the best kind of punchlines because you've already given a pretext 2 minutes ago. To give a pretext and then land on the text is one of the best kinds of punchlines that connects with any audience, even who don't get the reference to that humor. So that is something that was smartly used in multiple occasions. What I also liked is that content was inspiring. You let the content do the talking while you were not the one. Come on, you should also, you didn't do that. Right? Content was inspiring, and I love the structure of the speech. One main aspect that I would want Snehal to work in particular is avoid the slight rush that you're doing. As a speaker, now you need to start working on your vocal variety. There are a few places where your voice changes. That comes in, right? So that's happening because you're going at that speed. So those are the areas when you need to take a pause. You need to take a pause there. You need to slow down the tempo. With the tempo being slowed down, you should also focus on how you're delivering your content. While you actually focus on this, I would also suggest have a more stronger conclusion. Now, with all of this, what I would like you to what I would like to see is how you could give a stereotype motivational speech. A stereotype motivational speech, we all know what we're talking about, right? Why I want you to give that is I want you to practice the right pauses in a very slow tone. Over to the master of the day. Gentle evaluate.
I'm in charge here. Yes, sir. This is with me. That was a kind of evaluation which was it had the prowess, flow, and confidence that what he is doing as evaluation, he knows it is right. It was positive, helpful, pointed a way forward. It was heavy on analysis. Recommendation was partial. Technique, it was less sympathetic but more empathetic. Good. Summary could have been a little more concise or succinct to the extent that it leads to some kind of a feeling that you have done it right. You do it. Your voice is gifted. You have everything in place because you are going through that next level in context. The basis of any evaluation, more so in the contest, is you remember art. Yes. First, you have to pick up the idea. art. Remember, this is for everybody. Any contest, evaluation contest, go to the judges sheet is like this. art. Remember this. I stands for idea. What is the idea behind the speech? If you declare that, you have the audience, the judges in your grip. The idea behind his speech was the journey of both communication and leadership. He switched between the two. Very neatly he switched, and with examples to back it and jam it to the audience. And though he looks somewhat said it, but the words spoke with certain certainty of what he has done. The confidence comes from his own experience of being both communicator and a leader. That's about the idea. Analysis portion, you did excellent. The recommendation portion I've taught, technique, empathetic or sympathetic, this is what the evaluation goes. Summary is that if you fit into this scheme of things, perhaps you have things in control. What you have natural, you can put it into the kind of a sheet where they can easily fill up the marks. This is a hint I am giving. I believe in Stephen Covey's 7 Habits, where he starts begin with the end in mind. That best way is to start that you want to get the best result, go through the answer sheet or the recommended sheet, then work towards the solution. Re-engineer, he used the word, that kind of stuff. So, but the evaluation was great, the speech was wonderful. There are many good one-liners to note down from Sai's speech, so much with yours also. A good round of applause to both the speaker and the evaluator. Now we move on to the table topic session. Conducted by DTM Subramanyam. Subbu, yeah, my friend. I thought I couldn't recognize you immediately. Okay. He did a good job. He knows whom to ask, what kind of complicated stuff, and for a person like best movie new type new member, he said, what is the movie you have seen which is impressed you, whatever, and that kind of topic he positioned. And he could get the best out of them. And he didn't really, if you notice, he didn't pose a yes or no type of question. He demanded some kind of a thinking. And that is the hallmark of a good table topic master. That is, you can ask something like, what is your view on GST? So he talked like that, he gave the topic like that, smile, essence was that, don't take seriously, you will never get out of it alive. His position was not stated there, it was not a question, he made you think and speak. So it was a very neatly, elegantly conducted. He didn't put any meaning into what he was trying to say. Only thing I would say is, as an improvement is, instead of calling that person, announce the topic, call the person here, then repeat the topic. That to that extent, that's the way we handle it, and maybe that's the one, if you adhere to that, it would be more familiar with the persons who are reacting or responding to table topic. Let's give him a good round of applause. Now we come to TAPG team. It is a timer headed by time manager is Sake. Please give your evaluation.
Good evening, everyone. So here's my report as the timer for today's meeting. The meeting commenced at 6:17 p.m. The business session went on for 3 minutes 48 seconds when the time allotted was for 3 minutes. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Latha took 2 minutes 44 seconds when the time allotted was for 3 minutes. Acting President Toastmaster Shiva took 8 minutes 15 seconds and the time allotted was for 6 minutes for the guest introduction, presidential address, and the introduction to the Toastmasters of the day. Report on previous meeting by Toastmaster Mehjabin took 1 minute 44 seconds when the time allotted was for 3 minutes. Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Raja took 10 minutes 45 seconds when the time allotted was for 10 minutes. Moving on to the prepared speech. Speaker 1 Toastmaster Apoorva took 7 minutes 17 seconds when the time allotted was 5 to 7 minutes. The individual evaluator Toastmaster Pavani for Speaker 1 took 3 minutes 13 seconds when the time allotted was 2 to 3 minutes. Speaker 2 Toastmaster Sai Snehal took 10 minutes 7 seconds when the time allotted was for 10 to 12 minutes. And the individual evaluator for Speaker 2 Toastmaster Balaji took 3 minutes 20 seconds when the time allotted was for 2 to 3 minutes. Moving on to the table topic session conducted by Toastmaster DTM Subramanyam. The time allotted was for 20 minutes and the overall session was 22 minutes 27 seconds. There's a report on the individual speakers, the time they took to express their views behind the lectern. I understand I have a very nice handwriting. You can compliment me later. Coming back to the general evaluator, the time allotted is 30 minutes and the time taken so far is 19 minutes 14 seconds. Thank you.
He was precise and to the point. He made his job easy and comfortable, being very neat and elegant way of presentation. Let's give him a round of applause. Our counter, Toastmaster Anirudh.
Good evening, everyone. Everyone came here, showed their prowess, and this is the account report for the evening. Sergeant at Arms Latha, flawless. Acting President Toastmaster Shivaprasad, 2 hours. Toastmaster of the Day Raja, 1 hour and 1 crutch word, yeah. And timer Saket, 2 hours and 1 pause. Our counter Anirudh, I'm counting. Grammarian Vaishnavi, 2 hours and 1 crutch phrase, you know. PP Evaluator Shubha, 1 hour. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Apoorva, 3 hours, 1 repeated word stuff and 3 pauses. Evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Pavani, 1 hour. Speaker number 2, Sai Snehal, 1 hour. Second evaluation, Balaji, 2 hours. And coming to the table topics, table topic master Subramanyam, 5 hours, 6 hours. And Mohnish, 2 hours and 1 crutch word, so 2 crutch words, so and like. Toastmaster Jyothi, flawless. DTM Udanka, 1 hour. Toastmaster Akshay, 1 pause. Toastmaster Rachana, 3 hours. Toastmaster Chetan, flawless. U Bhat, 3 hours. Gaurav, flawless. Nagendra, 2 hours. And DTM AK Prabhakara, 3 hours. And I give it back to you.
Thank you for keeping track of us and arms. And maybe people were taking breaths in between. That's the sound that you might have heard. That's about it. Let's give a round of applause. It's a difficult job. It's a difficult job. He has to be alert all the time. And his focus is really there all the time, and that's for that. Thank you very much. Then we move on to the PP Evaluator, Toastmaster Shubha.
Good evening, everyone. This is the Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator report for today. The session went flawlessly. People entered and exited only during applause, and no phones interrupted the speakers. Thank you, and back to you.
She has certified that we have all been disciplined enough, and it has been everything was in place as far as whatever she set as a benchmark for us. Let's give a round of applause to her. Grammarian, Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
A very pleasant evening to all of you, to all my Toastmasters and dear guests. So, as the human tendency dictates, that we find a huge amount of pleasure in finding out mistakes of other people. So I was thrilled to get this paper and this book and a pen today to find out who's doing what. But to my pleasant surprise, with all your fabulous speeches, I had to think twice to put my pen down on the negative list. And I mean, it was disappointing, of course, for me. I was like, I'm barely able to find any mistakes. But a big, a mighty congratulations to all of you for having made the best use of the English language today. And here are the statistics that barely begin to quantify your prowess on the English language. And I have noted down some of them as far as my knowledge of the English language goes. So, some of the good usages are turn my neck blue, give them a blockbuster, anything under the sun, hidden purpose, leader without the title, intuition, universal welcome, enjoy the flow, living life to the fullest, have a wife to still eat your food, incorrigible, bang on, icing on the cake. And the not so good usages, in my opinion, is he says like that, could be he says that. Informational should be informative. Assurement is assurance. Genres is genre. And anyone are is where this subject verb agreement comes into picture. It should be anyone is. So that is my opinions for the day. Thank you so much for listening to me.
That is enormous prowess. Astan Vidwan grammarian. Let's give a round of applause. We have already given opinion on MC, who has his own style and something that we somehow come to like. And nothing much to say. You are the one who held the meeting together, and it went on very well. And a table topic master, I have already few words I have said, and it went on very well. With that, I think I'll hand over the control. Anybody, anything left? I think I've covered everybody.
I forgot to mention the number of times prowess was used. Only thrice, including mine.
Oh, I think you took I was about to mention you took the heat out of that. Anyway, thank you. How many times it was used?
Thrice.
Thrice. By whom?
I have not noted that down.
Oh, that is more important because we want to make the individual the heroes who really incorporate those words. I have used it twice. Yeah, so, yeah, he did really. Okay, let's give him a round of applause. Yeah. With that, I hand over the control back to Toastmaster, Master of the Ceremonies, Raja Prasad.
Thank you, G, for such a detailed evaluation. I request everybody to cast their votes. All right, I'll give the baton back to the president. Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. I'll need a couple more responses in the ballots of whoever has not yet voted. Yes, I guess we're good to go. So general comments about today's meeting. It's been amazing. Mainly the highlight, what I want to highlight today is the 4 new TAPG role takers. TAPG role takers, the timer, accounter, grammarian, and parliamentary procedure evaluator. All of them are very new to the club, and you saw how well they performed today, right? And the MTG, an experienced bunch. Contrast to that. So the MTG, I don't have to say anything. And the speakers, history was created today. Well, let's jump into the winners for today. Okay. Starting off with the best role taker, TAPG. Well, the prowess that she showed has worked in her favor. The best role taker, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Moving on to the best role taker, MTG. Okay, well, one does not simply put up the usage of the word of the day saying taking up the role over 100 times, his prowess had become unquestionable. The best role taker, MTG, goes to DTM AK Prabhakara.
is the 112th time I have done this in the club. This is how do I keep just to say I keep track like this. This is record I have. I enter it. This is to give a feeling that what I have gone through. Why I tell all these things to younger generation is that if you keep track, like a cricket scorecard, when you look back, you will feel that things are in place and you are growing. So that's about it. Sorry for one extra minute that I have taken.
No problem, sir. I hope you spoke about cricket. Your century becomes a daddy 100 here on, right? The team really needs it. Okay. So moving on to the best table topic speaker for today. Okay, I've never seen such a graph before. It goes to distinguished Toastmaster U Bhat. The best evaluator for today. Well, he was the most concerned about path completion, and today he's won best evaluator, Toastmaster Balaji.
I'd like to dedicate this to the speaker of the day, Dr. Sai Snehal.
And the best speaker for today. Well, he got a standing ovation then. He got a standing ovation today as well. And now he gets a ribbon as well. A blue ribbon. Toastmaster Sai Snehal ribbon.
This is for me only.
Congratulations.
After 4.5 years.
Congratulations to all the winners. With that, I close meeting number 1254 and I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.